What if the police officer stopping you wasn't human? No emotions, no fatigue, no hesitation, just cold precision, artificial intelligence, and robotic authority. This isn't science fiction. This isn't a movie trailer. This is happening right now. Across China, police robots are already patrolling streets, scanning faces, tracking suspects, and assisting law enforcement in ways that were unthinkable just a decade ago. Some people call them the future of public safety. Others call them the beginning of a surveillance nightmare. So today we're diving deep into one of the most controversial and fascinating developments in modern technology, China's police robots. And by the end of this video, you'll have to decide for yourself, are these machines protecting society or reshaping it forever? Welcome to Innovate Tech, where we explore the cutting edge of technology and its impact on our world. China has never been shy about embracing advanced technology. From the world's largest high-speed rail network, to cashless cities powered by facial recognition, to AI-driven surveillance systems that span entire provinces, China is racing toward a fully automated future, and law enforcement is no exception. Over the last several years, China has quietly rolled out robotic police units in airports, train stations, shopping malls, schools, and even public streets. These robots can recognize faces in real time, detect suspicious behavior, identify wanted criminals, communicate with police databases, issue warnings, and in some cases, physically intervene. But how did we get here? Why is China investing so heavily in police robots? And what does this mean for the future of policing worldwide? The rise of police robots in China. The idea of robotic law enforcement didn't appear overnight. China's police robots are the result of years of rapid advancements in artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer vision, robotics, big data, and nationwide surveillance infrastructure. The foundation was built on China's massive Skynet surveillance network, which by 2020 had deployed over 600 million cameras across the country. That's roughly one camera for every 2 citizens. Chinese tech giants like SenseTime, MegVI, and Hikvision developed facial recognition algorithms capable of identifying individuals in massive crowds with over 95% accuracy. As early as the mid-2000s, these companies began collaborating with government agencies to explore how AI could revolutionize public safety. By 2017, the first intelligent patrol robots were publicly introduced in Shenzhen, often called China's Silicon Valley. At first, many people thought they were just high-tech novelties, but that perception changed quickly as deployment accelerated. What can China's police robots actually do? Let's talk about what these machines are truly capable of. First, facial recognition at scale. As they patrol crowded spaces like airports, train stations, festivals, and shopping centers, they scan thousands of faces per minute and instantly compare them to national police databases. If a match is found, whether it's a wanted suspect or someone flagged for questioning, the robot alerts nearby officers immediately. In some cases, suspects have been arrested within minutes of being identified. No tip-offs, no eyewitnesses, just AI. Second, behavior analysis and predictive policing. These robots analyze behavior using sophisticated AI algorithms. They can detect unusual movement patterns, aggressive gestures, loitering in sensitive areas, and signs of panic or unrest. Some systems flag potential incidents before they happen. Supporters argue this helps prevent crime. Critics warn it leads to profiling and false accusations. Third, autonomous patrols. Unlike stationary surveillance cameras, police robots move. They patrol pre-programmed routes or dynamically adjust their paths based on real-time data. They navigate crowds, avoid obstacles, return to charging stations, and operate 24/7 without fatigue. For massive cities, this constant presence is incredibly appealing to authorities. Fourth, crowd control and public interaction. Some robots are equipped with speakers, screens, and voice systems. They give directions, broadcast safety announcements, issue warnings, and instruct crowds during emergencies. In certain regions, robots have been used to enforce public health rules. The result is a visible symbol of authority without needing a human officer on every corner. Fifth, comprehensive data integration. Every movement, scan, and interaction feeds into China's broader data ecosystem. Police robots are connected to national ID systems, criminal databases, CCTV networks, social credit scoring systems, and smart city platforms. This creates a constantly updating digital map of public behavior. For law enforcement, it's unprecedented awareness. For critics, it's the infrastructure of a surveillance state. Famous police robots. You should know about the AnBot. Looks like something straight out of a sci-fi film. It's a spherical robot designed to patrol public areas and assist with security. It can move autonomously, record high-definition video, detect anomalies, and even deliver non-lethal deterrence, including electric shocks. Its intimidating appearance alone establishes presence. The e-Patrol Robot Sheriff, deployed in cities like Yangzhou, features a touchscreen interface for citizen reporting, voice interaction in multiple Chinese dialects, and crowd density analysis. But its most controversial feature is facial recognition that automatically checks everyone it encounters against criminal databases without consent or notification. Robotic dogs have also entered the scene. Used for patrols, hazardous environments, search and rescue, and crowd monitoring, these robots are fast, agile, and difficult to evade. During Shanghai's coronavirus lockdowns in 2022, robot dogs patrolled empty streets, broadcasting public health announcements, creating some of the pandemic's most dystopian images. Why China is leading this movement? China is far ahead in robotic policing for several key reasons. First, massive population density. Managing safety for cities with tens of millions of residents is an enormous challenge. Robots help scale law enforcement without endlessly increasing human manpower. Second, strong government support. China's government actively funds AI and robotics research as matters of national strategic importance. Police robots are part of a comprehensive national strategy with billions of dollars invested. Third, advanced existing surveillance infrastructure. China already has one of the most extensive surveillance networks in the world. Police robots plug into this existing ecosystem, making deployment faster and more effective. Fourth, cultural and political acceptance. Citizens are more accustomed to technology in daily life, and the political system doesn't require public approval for deployment, making large-scale implementation easier. Benefits of police robot supporters make compelling arguments. There's reduced risk to human officers in dangerous situations. Faster response times mean crimes can be prevented more quickly. Lower long-term costs since robots don't require salaries or benefits. Consistent enforcement without human emotion or bias, and increased coverage across larger areas without fatigue. In dangerous situations like bomb threats or riots, robots can go where humans shouldn't. They don't panic or act on impulse. They follow programmed instructions with mechanical precision. For routine patrols, they provide constant presence without breaks or shift changes. The controversy and ethical concerns critics raise serious concerns. First, privacy and data control. Constant biometric scanning means no anonymity in public spaces. Who controls this data? How long is it retained? In China, this data feeds into broader surveillance systems, including the social credit system, which monitors and scores all aspects of citizen behavior. Second, algorithmic bias and errors. AI systems are only as good as their training data. If that data contains biases, the AI perpetuates and amplifies them. False positives lead to wrongful detentions. Studies show facial recognition is less accurate for women and people with darker skin tones, creating potential for discriminatory enforcement. Third, loss of human judgment. Robots can't understand nuance and context. What happens when a situation requires empathy or understanding of complex social dynamics? Machines follow algorithms, but real life is messy and complex. Fourth, the slippery slope. Some fear police robots could eventually be armed with lethal weapons or given expanded authority. Once that line is crossed, there may be no going back. Fifth, enabling authoritarian control. In non-democratic systems, these robots become instruments of political suppression. They identify protesters, track dissidents, and enable persecution of minority groups. In Xinjiang, pervasive robot and AI surveillance has been documented as part of systematic oppression of Uyghur Muslims. What this means for the rest of the world, China is setting a precedent, and other countries are watching closely. Chinese companies are exporting this technology to countries including Zimbabwe, Ecuador, Venezuela, Pakistan, and the United Arab Emirates. Many have authoritarian governments that may use these tools to suppress dissent rather than enhance public safety. Even democracies are deploying similar technologies. The UK has extensive CCTV networks with facial recognition. The US uses predictive policing algorithms in major cities. Dubai has robot police officers. Singapore uses facial recognition for law enforcement. The differences may be matters of degree rather than kind. How societies choose to regulate, accept, or resist these technologies will shape the balance between public safety and civil liberties for generations. Will we demand transparency and oversight? Will we establish clear legal limits? Will we protect privacy rights? These questions need answers now, before the technology becomes too embedded to challenge. China's police robots represent a collision of technology, state power, and fundamental questions about society. They promise efficiency, safety, and crime prevention. They raise profound questions about freedom, privacy, and the relationship between citizens and the state. Are they tools of protection or symbols of control? The answer depends on how they're used, who controls them, and what frameworks govern their deployment. One thing is undeniable: the future of policing will never be the same. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think police robots are the future of law enforcement, or a step too far? Would you feel safer or more watched? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into futuristic technology, hit the like button, subscribe to Innovate Tech for more tech breakdowns, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Because the future isn't coming, it's already here.